We're going to continue our coverage of a historic day in the Middle East. President Trump signing a peace deal to end the war in Gaza, which also included the release of thousands of Palestinian prisoners and all living Israeli hostages.
Yeah, this is a day that many have been hoping and praying for. It includes the families of those hostages who were released in previous ceasefire deals.
Sagui Dekel-Chen was kidnapped from his kibbutz on October 7th while trying to defend his family.
The 36-year-old Israeli-American was freed back in February, reuniting with his wife and parents in a now viral video. It shows the moment Sagui learned the name of his third daughter, who was born while he was in captivity.
Sagui's father, Jonathan, we're delighted to say, joins us now. It is great to see you. Thank you for spending some time with us on this momentous day. First, give us an update, if you would, on how you and your family are doing now and how your son is feeling today.
Well, thank you for having me. Sagui and I think all Israelis are sort of balanced between joy at seeing the 20 living hostages come home. It is glorious to know that they're going to be reunited with their families and can continue with their lives after rehabilitation. But that is balanced against a great deal of worry and concern about the 28 hostages who remain in Gaza. We believe all deceased, murdered on October 7th by Hamas or sometime thereafter in Gaza by their captors. We must have them home. Israel as a whole, including Sagui, and he said this repeatedly, can really only heal once all the hostages are home, which of course will also stop the madness in Gaza and bring relief to the 2 million or so Gazans who have suffered so much since October 7th.
I am so heartened by hearing you say that and just the weight of trauma that people have felt in the world. But I have to say, Jonathan, I'm fighting back tears because as a mother, when I watch that video of you kissing your son on his head, and, you know, no matter how big our babies get, they're always ours. And it hurts. You know, we can't even imagine what your son went through. But as a parent, the inability to have control over those negative situations that will inevitably harm our children, certainly not to the extent that your son faced. Can you describe as a parent what it has been like watching your son these past 8 months, what his healing journey has looked like?
Well, you know, from that video and I suppose in general, you can understand, it's like having a 37-year-old son born again in pretty much every sense. He emerged, as have the other hostages, emerged from the valley of death. And it is simply miraculous that we have him back. We did not know for a very long time if Sagui was alive in the tunnels under Gaza and what his condition might be. And so we rejoice every day with him and around him. But again, there is this horrific reality that, yes, this first phase of what's being called the Trump plan is over with the return of 20 hostages, but there's so much more that still needs to be done. And we so need the Trump administration, the mediators, Gulf states, and others to stay in this, until it's completed, because you know, my role in this until now, other than just, of course, never sleeping, has been to advocate for the hostages. We know perfectly well that without immense pressure from the Oval Office, this will simply not happen.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.